Okay, I'm here for another Home Depot seeds review. This time I'm reviewing the 30-degree framing nailer from Ridgid. Basically brand new. I've got a 18 volt battery. My tool came without one, but I just put in one of mine. Nice tool. It is definitely heavy. It is a heavy duty tool. It'll sit nicely upside down. It'll sit on its back. It's got a nice rafter hook. It also has on the side over here another kind of belt hook. It's really heavy. I don't know how useful that would actually be. The trigger, little double trigger to let you know that it's going. Lower one down in here. I know that's kind of hard to see. There we go. Down there. And that kind of activates that to let you know it'll go. And then the other trigger to pull. On this side, if I flip over, you can see there's my toggle. It is currently set on one nail. You can toggle it over and you can shoot multiple nails at a time. It also gives you some of the specs, 2 inches up to 3.5 inches. Okay, and it tells you a few other of the features. One thing I have noticed since I got it and started using it just briefly and doing some tests, the non-marring at the top, you can see how it sticks out. To get this off, there's a black metal ring and you have to kind of get something underneath there. A couple nails actually works really well, one on each side, and push that metal piece up until you can grab it and then pry the non-marring off. This is our depth gauge. It is currently set to go in pretty much the deepest it can, or we can adjust it and twist it. It kind of has some stops where it kind of auto stops, and I don't know what that distance might be, but it slowly pushes it and changes it. Okay, so to load nails, pretty standard. I've got a couple sets here. Put them in at the back. Slide it in. And I'll just grab a second set here. Slide those in. Pull down. And now you're ready to go. And it'll fire. We'll see how this fires right now. Line this up. Hit my 2 fingers. And then pull the trigger and it will. It does have a pretty good kick. And you can see this has been pretty consistent for me. When the non-marring is on there, it is always leaving them up. You can see some earlier test runs. And then I've got a couple, one there and one over there, that are set all the way in. That was by taking off the non-marring. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off and we'll see if that makes a difference now. Give me just a second. Again, kind of takes 2 hands. I'm going to pop out that black ring, a nail on each side, and then pull off that non-marring. All right, I got the non-marring taken off. You can see there's the little metal spring ring that holds it on, and then the non-marring piece. So it is off now. I'm going to go ahead and try to shoot a nail in now. A big part of it, what I've found, to get it to go in the depth you want, you've really got to push it down pretty hard. With that kickback, you've got to kind of hold it and force it in there. So that is one thing. Even with the marring one, you can get them to go in full depth. You just really got to be paying attention, which is harder with trying to record at the same time. But I'll give it a go. So I've got the little pinky button pressed ahead of time. Push down. I'm going to push pretty hard. Hopefully it's not going to move this time. And shoot. And that's better. Quite a bit more depth. It's much easier again if I can have my full focus on there. You can see I've got a range on here of least depth, and then it kind of goes down, and then I've got a few of the deeper ones. Works well. Really good kick, bigger kick than I'm used to on a typical air compressor run one, a pneumatic nailer. And I think that's just partially why it functions off the battery, is because it gives that more aggressive punch since it's not using the air like a pneumatic one is. So just know that going into it. It works really well. I can shoot them in succession as well. I'll see if I can switch that over real quick. There we go. Not going to worry too much about the depth here, just kind of show you. Okay, so they go. If I was putting in, doing some actual framing where I was going to need to put a bunch in, it'll go as fast as you're going to want to go. I used to do framing years ago, and this will definitely keep up with those pace-wise. As far as battery longevity, I mean, I've shot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, I've probably shot 40, 35 nails anyways. And we're still sitting at a full battery. It says, I believe in the specs, it'll do a few hundred with no problem on a typical 2 amp hour battery. So for most uses, it's going to be great. Or 4 amp hour battery is what I have, but most uses I think it's going to be great and work for DIYers for sure. Professionals, I think it should, depending on how many batteries you have and all that. But again, I'm going from the DIY perspective. So overall, great product. Very happy with picking it up from Home Depot Seeds, and I would give it 5 stars.